right, boys and girls, I'm in our next teacher's classroom who's going to read chapter 4 for us. And you probably already have an idea whose room this is. So let's keep going. Let's see if we can find our teacher. I don't see her yet. Still can't find her. There she is! All right, Miss Bogart is going to be doing chapter 4 for us today.
Hello, so I'm chapter 4 and I'm starting on page 42. It's called Pigtoes, Pumas, and Pimplebacks. So I think we're in for a treat. At school, Judy wiggled all during math in the morning. She squirmed through spelling. At last, it was science. Over half the world's plants and animals are found in rainforests, Mr. Todd said, which is why it's so important to protect the rainforest. The health of our whole planet depends on it. But did you know that there are endangered species right here in Virginia? Endangered species? Right here in Virginia? Judy leaned forward in her seat. If we want to take care of our planet, it helps to begin in our own backyard. That's why I'm asking each of you to adopt an endangered animal from Virginia this week. Tell us about the species, why it's disappearing, and what can be done to help. Adopt an animal? She could help an endangered species. She, Judy Moody, could help save the entire state of Virginia. Mr. Todd was shaking a coffee can. Each slip of paper has the name of one endangered animal on it. When I call on you, come up and take one slip of paper from the can. Who wants to be first? All hands went up into the air. Rocky? Shenandoah salamander, said Rocky, reading his slip of paper. Frank Pearl? Monkey face mussel? Rare. Judy waved her hand in the air like a flag. Mr. Todd still did not call on her. Brad got the bald eagle, Haley got the puma, Randy got the leatherback sea turtle. Jessica Finch? Shiny pigtoe, said Jessica. Yippee! Judy could not think of anybody else who would want to adopt a pig's toe. Only Jessica Finch. Jessica Finch liked everything about pigs, even shiny pig's toes. While Mr. Todd called out more names, Judy turned around and said to Jessica, a shiny pigtoe is a pig with nail polish. She cracked herself up. Judy Moody. Judy turned around, her hand the only one still left in the air. One left, said Mr. Todd. Come on up. Finally! Judy unfolded the small slip of paper. Northeast Beach Tiger Beetle, she read. Northeast Beach Tiger Beetle? A Northeast Beach Tiger Beetle was not even an animal. It was a bug. An ickety crickety, old creepy crawly. If we don't like ours, can we trade? Judy asked. I'd like everybody to stick with their choices, said Mr. Todd. What if we've never even heard of it? What if we don't even know what it looks like? Said Judy. That's the fun of it, said Mr. Todd. Find out. Go to the library and look at books and magazines, or search the web at the computer lab. And this Thursday, we'll be taking a class field trip to the museum, which should have information on all of your adopted animals. Big museum or little museum? Asked Frank. Little, said Mr. Todd. The class groaned. The big museum meant the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., or the one with all the planes. The little museum meant the Science Museum down the street. It had toy trains, plastic dinosaurs, and 100-year-old pictures of Virginia stuff. The best exhibit there is cobwebs, Rocky said. When Thursday came, Judy wore her tiger-striped pajama pants to school in honor of the tiger beetle. At the museum, Mr. Todd introduced the class to the museum lady. This is Miss Stickley, and she's going to tell us about endangered species in Virginia. Miss Stickley looked like a stick bug. Even her socks were brown. Call me Stephanie, said Miss Stickbug. Glass, said Mr. Todd. I expect you to give Stephanie your best third-grade listening ears. Frank pretended to take off his ears and hand them to her. Judy cracked up. Miss Stephanie Stickbug took them on a tour of where the wild things aren't. She showed them a real live Shenandoah salamander, a Virginia fringe mountain snail that looked extremely sluggy, and a stuffed flying squirrel glued to a board. A flying squirrel? Is his name Rocky, like Rocky and Bullwinkle? Asked Frank. Yes, said Miss Stinkbug. As a matter of fact, it is. His name is Rocky too, said Frank, pointing at Rocky. Hey, Rocky, you're a squirrel. And you're Bullwinkle, said Rocky. You're a moose, ha! Judy was dying to ask Miss Stickbug a question. She raised her hand, holding it as straight as a short-nosed sturgeon. At last, Stephanie called on her. Do you have any Northeast Beach tiger beetles? Asked Judy. No, I'm sorry, we don't, said Stephanie. Those are endangered in Virginia, and that would be a good specimen for our collection. What kind of endangered species museum did not have any Northeast Beach tiger beetles? Do you have any isopods? Asked Jessica Smarty Pants Finch. What's an isopod? Asked Rocky. An isopod is a crustacean like a sow-bug, answered Stephanie. Think of it like a pill-bug or a woodlouse. You'll find those in Arachnid Hall. Ick! A louse is lice, said Rocky. Judy still couldn't see why they didn't have any Northeast Beach tiger beetles. After all, they had a bunch of creepy crustaceans, licey isopods, and pill-buggy pests. Judy raised her hand again. She wanted to sound as smart as Jessica Finch. Excuse me, she said. Do you have any two-toed sloths here? Tropical tree hoppers, nocturnal aye-ayes? We don't have a rainforest exhibit, said Miss Stickbug, but it's a great idea. Maybe someday. The whole class got to touch an orange-foot pimpleback pearl mussel shell and hear a story about dismal shrompshrew. Everything in this whole place is endangered, said Frank. My grade in science is endangered too, said Judy.